Hey everybody, Abracadabra here, and today we're going to talk about something really exciting coming up in Game Update 39, which is League Bases, or League Halls as they're calling them. Basically, it's our own version of the Watchtower, just for our league, and it kind of has a lot of neat amenities and different things in there as well. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of some of the amenities that you'll find in the base, and kind of a brief overview of how to get there. So as you can see here, I'm in the tech wing with the entrance behind me here. In each of the wings, when you walk into it, just to the right of the entrance here, you're going to see that there is a teleporter that'll go to the League Hall. So this is going to be applicable in all the wings, the tech wing, the magic wing, the meta wing. Also, if you have your own personal teleporter in your base, you can get in there from there and basically warp there, assuming you have the correct mod in your generator. When you first come into the league base here, you'll see that we have some teleporters. These are basically just teleporters back to the watchtower. What is kind of nice though is that you'll have one for the tech wing, one for the meta wing, one for the magic wing, so you can kind of warp into any of the wings that you want to. Alright, I'm just going to quickly go here and look at some of the amenities that you'll find in the base when we come out here. I'm not going to get too much into the tour here because I want you guys to be able to come in here and see it all for yourself, but I'm going to kind of head over to the main areas here. So as you can see, this place is pretty large. It is very much like our own watchtower, so there'll be a lot of room for a lot of people, and we'll see how that kind of fills in over the course of time. But in this room here, this is the mail room, and as you can see, just like any of the other mail areas in DCUO, whether it's in the watchtower or your own base, we just have these mail stands set up. You can access them and basically do all the mail things, right? Send and compose and receive. So this is kind of like the post office of the league base here. And if we go down this room here, this is going to be where we have our R&D stations. And so basically here we have R&D stations that we can assemble and salvage and recover from. So once again, these are just like what's in the watchtower or what you might have in your own lair if you have that amenity. Also here we have a generator which does something very special for the league as a whole. So we'll talk about that in a separate video. On the other side of the hall here, we have a couple of other amenities which are kind of nice. We have banks, but you'll see that these are gold stars on these banks as opposed to the black stars that we're used to seeing, and that's because these are the league banks, and we'll talk about that in a separate video, but this is where you'll have access to the league bank in this room here. And then also in another video we'll talk about these, but these are what we call the dematerializers, and they're basically going to help us get rid of items that we don't need or base items that we don't want anymore, and work towards helping the league better the base and do some things. And then last but not least here we have our sparring targets, and so you can see here that we have our own sparring target area here. And this is kind of like a prison, so you can see there's different prisoners in the rooms there. The really nice thing here is that we have now ways to test our AoEs. So you can see here we've got a group of 8, and then if we go on the other side, we have a group of 3. And so that's basically the amenities that come with the league halls here. So you got sparring targets, mailboxes, you got R&D stations, you got a league bank, and a dematerializer. And those are kind of things that you'll probably be accessing frequently. So that's basically it. Just wanted to kind of give you an overview of what you'll see inside the league base here and give you kind of a rundown of that. So this is just video 1. We'll be talking about other items coming up, and we'll see you in game.
End of line.